and this is my review for James Cameron's Avatar 3 3/4 inch Colonel Quaritch figure. As you can see, he's just a little 3 3/4 inch version of Colonel Quaritch. Very, very cool. I definitely think that of all the characters in Avatar, Colonel Quaritch was definitely my favorite. I really like that, you know, how he was a menace, undoubtedly, but he wasn't an over-the-top menace. He was very cold and very icy and very direct. He did get theatrical in a couple of scenes, but for the most part, I thought he was very subdued, and a very, very cool, new type of villain. I really, really liked him. I thought he was a really, really cool character, and I really, really liked the performance that Stephen Lang gave while playing him. I thought it should have been nominated for an Academy Award, but oh well, that's all in the past, so what are you going to do? But anyway, very, very cool. As you can see, he's got some very nice paint apps, especially on his legs. I really, really like the detailing that they put on these pants. I really like the military camo that they painted him in. I'm really not sure why they went with this blue on him. I thought that everybody in Avatar that would serve some kind of military job just wore standard military camo, but I could be wrong. I've never watched Avatar in that much detail, but I'm pretty sure that they were all wearing just standard military camo, so I'm not really sure why they went with the blue, but oh well. I don't know how well it'll come out on camera, but he does have some very nice molded detailing in his boots, which is cool. He does have a molded-in belt piece, which is nice. He also does actually have a molded-in wristwatch, as you can see, which I think is kind of cool. He does also have the tattoo painted on his shoulder, just like in the movie. I'm not really sure why they went with a tank top instead of his military jacket, which the 6-inch version of this guy comes with the military jacket, but it's not compatible with the amp suit, which is the main reason I bought this figure. So I'm not really sure why they went with the tank top. He did wear a tank top in one scene in the film, but for the rest of the movie, he wore just a military jacket, so I'm not really sure why they went with the tank top, but oh well, still look cool. Anyway, you can see he does have a very, very nice head sculpt, which really does look like Stephen Lang. It's a very, very cool head sculpt. They did mold in the scar up here near the top of his head, but it doesn't come across too well on camera or in person, which is a bit of a shame. I think if they had painted it maybe like red or something, it would have come across a little bit more, but oh well, what are you going to do? Posability is pretty good. You can rotate his head left and right. It can kind of go up and down, but it feels like if you push it up too far, you're going to break it off the joint, so I usually just keep it in this pose. He does swing in and out at the shoulder. He rotates 360 at the shoulder. He does bend at the elbow. You can actually bend it both ways if you want to get kind of creepy. But anyway, he does also rotate at the elbow. There's no wrist articulation, unfortunately, but oh well, what are you going to do? His hips do go back and forth. They go in and out. You can bend him at the knee. You can rotate him at the knee. The feet go up and down, and they can rotate left and right. So you can get a lot of nice poses out of this guy, which is nice. He does come with this little gun right here, which it has some okay detailing. It's not really that impressive either way. It's not got super spectacular detailing, but it doesn't have very poor detailing either. So it's I guess you would call it mediocre kind of gun. But it does look kind of cool. And he can fit it very easily in his hand and very snugly. It seems to fit in one hand better than the other, but that might just be mine with quality control issues, and it does look kind of cool. And he did actually wield a gun that was very similar to that in the movie, which I think is kind of neat. For some quick size comparisons, first off, here he is next to another 3 3/4 inch figure, G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra Snake Eyes. So you can see Snake Eyes is a little bit taller, but I think Hasbro does a different 3 3/4 inch scale than most toy companies, so that might just be Hasbro's doing. And also, let me back off the camera for this. Here he is next to the 6-inch version of, whoop, if we'll stand, the 6-inch version of Jake Sully. So you can see that's about accurate scale in the movie, because the Na'vi were about 12 feet tall, and Colonel Quaritch was about 6 feet tall. So I think that's very, very accurate scale. So very, very cool. So overall, yeah, I think of all the 3 3/4 inch figures, if you get one, definitely get Colonel Quaritch. I might get Trudy Chacon's 3 3/4 inch figure, since I do plan to get the Scorpion gunship, and I'll do a review on her if I do get her, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to get her or not. I definitely will do a review on the Scorpion gunship. He does, as you saw in my amp suit review, fit in the Avatar amp suit, which is the main reason I bought him. But he's a pretty cool figure on his own, which I think is kind of cool. So there you go, my look at James Cameron's Avatar 3 3/4 inch Colonel Quaritch figure. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.